You know, the problem that there is today is all this obesity and people trying to lose weight and you have children overweight. Of course, it begins there, and you have adults then that are unable to deal with their weight issue, and then we have health issues, and this whole society is pressured and taxed, overly taxed, just because of these issues revolving around obesity. So today we're going to discuss an easy solution. That's what we're going to talk today on Talk Radio with the Reverend Dr. Gilberto Rosado. News, commentary, entertainment. So, you have an easy solution. I don't see, what is this issue with people being overweight? And just to clarify, because I hate it when skinny people talk about obese people. Really do, because you guys don't know, you don't understand the plight of the obese person. I am obese. Okay, I've been obese since I can remember. I don't remember, let's put it this way. In my life, there has never been a picture of me, okay, in my older life. And not, when I say older, I mean as a child, an older child, because as an infant, I had very few pictures. There's one or two, that's all there is. Those were the only times I was not obese, if you say, but I had baby fat. So when did you have a picture of me that I didn't have any fat? Does anyone ever not have any fat? I guess if you're in another country, but here in the United States, I think not. But in any case, in the time of knowing who I was, being social, definitely by my social period of development, I was already obese. So I've been dealing with fat jokes, and with having to shop around for man size clothing, and I'm still a child. This has been my life, so I know what obesity is about, and I've struggled as well with dieting. I'm sure a lot of you have tried diets, this diet, that diet. Basically, and we all know that the basic thing that works is exercise. We all know that. I mean, it's just simple. This is simple mathematics. You have to burn more than you take in. And the only problem that we obese people have is that we already have a lot to begin with. So it begins to be a little disheartening when we try to diet and we just see that it's taking too long. It's you have your ups and downs. Naturally your body is fighting against you from day one. These things are things that we learn about while we're trying to lose weight. Well, I have a solution for society. Society is worried about taxation. The government's worried about this health bill that we obese people, as well as others, seem to mount up. We have diabetes. The results of being obese include diabetes and other health problems, health issues. And then obviously we have other issues to deal with, which makes the paying for obesity a little bit above what most people can do. And then we have also the diet fads and what we do have in disposable income. A lot of us are spending on this diet and then that diet and etc. etc. So this is an issue that we have to deal with. And by the way, we have a program for dieters. You guys who are obese like I am and you want to not spend money on experimentation. Well, I have created, actually, it's my own creation, is a program where you can not use your own money. It's basically simply as that. And we have a sort of like a club where each of us will try something different, and we will try that, and with the coaching and with exercise, of course, and coaching and helping each other, and we will try to and report back to each other, in monthly meetings like that, what has been our result. And that way we can help each other with the help of a coach to lose some weight. And when we do find a nice combination of service, product, whatever it is, diet plan, and exercise, and the right coach, I think by doing this as a group, we can then find a good way of helping each other to overcome what seems to be insurmountable odds. And again, this is not going to cost you anything. It's a program completely self-financed, so it doesn't involve you spending any money. Okay, so I think this is a great thing. If you look down wherever you see this video, there'll be a link, and if you don't see a link, just email me, contact us, and we will get you into one of these clubs that are being developed across the United States and abroad. So just contact us and let's see what we can get going for you. Okay, but getting back to the issue, I found that we have a solution to help this situation of obese children and then obese adults and the problems with health at least in the United States. And so I'm just figuring out, as a person who's been through the educational system, I'm a proponent of education. I believe and I know that education is the key to anything. I mean, if you learn to dominate the situation, the issue, then we have solved it. We will find very quickly a way to solve it. And I think for each person, it will be a self-resolution education in and of itself. So my thinking is this. I went through school, years of school, and in all the years of school, we had gym. So, I say, fine, we have gym. It was fun, wasn't it? But what a big waste of time. I mean, I'm obese. I was obese all through the gym. The gym didn't do anything for me. It just satisfied, I guess, some educators' opinion that physical education was an important component of education. I don't know what importance they put into it. If it only was for one period, and so what was the benefit, really? I didn't see any benefit in myself. And not benefiting the country as a whole. We see that we have obesity, we have diabetes, we have all these complications from obesity. It's ridiculous. So what are we doing with this phys ed? I know gym teachers. I know them. I respect what they do. It's a work. It's a profession. But I do believe that we are shortchanging the issue, and we're not addressing the issue adequately. So my idea is that we should really educate children, just a total immersion in school throughout the academic career, and focus on the two basics, which are nutrition, which I don't think is adequately covered at all in the gym program, physical ed. And then you have your physical exercise, and more than just playing sports. I know you would like to teach them sports and all that, but I don't think the emphasis is exercise. It's burning calories. I think the emphasis is teaching a sport and the rules of the sport. And so let's learn this rule. I guess we're trying to see if anyone's interested in some Olympic competition. I guess, is that the focus? Because it isn't educating on good exercise and inculcating a mentality of good nutrition and exercise in the children. We are trying to, there's an effort about, for nutrition in terms of providing nutritious meals for kids. But there's really no nutritious education for the child, so that the child is not growing within with a structure, a concept of what good nutrition is in relation. And I don't think nutrition can be properly taught divorced from or separate from a physical exercise education. I think they both should go hand in hand, that we understand right now exactly how to fortify our bodies to fortify our musculature, the muscles and the organs in our bodies through food, through proper nutrition and adequate eating and exercise. And I think that people need to get out of high school, graduate from high school with a good management knowledge of their bodies, and in terms of nutrition and the exercise that they need to do. I think it needs to be part of our everyday realities. I think we're letting all these kids go through school and they really don't know how to manage themselves in this basic area. There's so much to talk about self-management in other areas like mental health and family life. Those are other issues. But if we're going to pretend that we're going to help people health-wise, and because this affects us all with taxes. It doesn't matter if you can be healthy as a lark, and you're paying taxes for us fat folk. You're going to be paying for these hospitals. You're going to be paying something for some type of insurance to pay other people's insurance. It all boils down to poor health, and that poor health is overtaxing this country. And so I think the country then should spend some of those dollars already spent on education and give us a proper education, simply proper. And that includes an important aspect of life, which is health. And so that is the thing that I propose. Forget the gym class. You know what? It should be nutrition and education. It should be any class. It shouldn't be PE class, physical education. It should be nutritional education. And those guys who are and ladies, by the way, who are gym teachers should be retrained. I'm not talking about throwing them out. No, retrained in nutrition. You have your exercise part, and also to refocus their exercise part, the sports, and want to refocus it on a focus of caloric management. And building up of the muscles that are needed to maintain weight. Okay, so this is the issue that should be focused on, not just teaching us. I know how to play volleyball. That's one. Hey, listen, I went to college and we learned volleyball. I know volleyball well. I'm fat, you see, and that's the issue. So with all the volleyball and basketball rules that I know, I'm still fat, because no one, all throughout this physical education throughout school, they didn't teach me how to manage my weight. And it's simply, that is what's needed. You have to help the children have control and dominance and understand their bodies. Doesn't matter what they're eating at home. It doesn't matter, because if we're teaching them how to not get obese and how to maintain their weight, then they will do that, with their play and with their social interaction, but the child needs to know what they're doing. They need to know how to counteract all that greasy food their parents are feeding them, and then we're supposedly providing nutritious lunches in the school, and sometimes even breakfasts. I think it's enough with those added helps that we have already to provide a very good educational program that produces children and then adults who can control their weight and have a good weight management program. I think, and lifestyle. What we're trying to do is develop a good physical and weight management lifestyle, okay? And that can only be gotten through education. So that is my proposal for the educational system, and to resolve this issue of health and tax. Too much money is being spent, and too many lives are really hindered and handicapped, really crippled by obesity. And those that are not obese, you don't understand. You're part of the problem for obese people. That is one thing you guys do well. You laugh at us, you criticize us, you point at us, and this is all because you're uncomfortable, really. It's all that it's all about. But obese people are really victims of a lack of education, and that lack of education, because skinny people don't need this. You see, skinny people, because of their metabolism, because of whatever their family culture, their economic situation, whatever it is, you don't have to work at maintaining weight. See, that's the issue with skinny people. That's why I don't appreciate people who are not obese speaking to this point, because you make it seem like it's easy. Yes, you're right. It's easy for you and for your crowd. It is super easy because you don't have to work at it. The obese people don't have that same situation, and we don't have that same mindset. We come from a different experience, from a different set of factors in our environment. So, that's why it doesn't get across. Your this is easy, and you say, you have to make up your mind and all that. It just doesn't help the obese person. Now, some of us with that, you get fed up, anybody, and then you can lose some weight because you've just gotten fed up. But sometimes that causes us more damage depending on the person. If a person cannot really exert themselves physically now after the fact, they've been obese for X amount of years, and doing exercise can affect them adversely, then they are not prone to risk it, and so then we have issues again. But what we have then is a lack of education in how to lose and to maintain weight. It's as simple as that. If that education was afforded to the child way back when they were wasting all this time trying to throw the basketball into that hoop for so many years in school, it would be a different issue today. But of course, we know basketball, we know volleyball, we know whatever, running around the track. Yeah, run. I'm still fat, and that's the bottom line. So let's make a difference. Let's see what conversations out there and what can be had. Yeah, does it make sense? Let's get it moving. This has been Talk Radio with the Reverend Dr. Gilberto Rosado. News, commentary, entertainment.